Look at your life for a moment. You work hard. You give your time, your energy, your best years. Yet no matter how much you do, the money never seems enough. The bills consume it. The debts wait for it. The future keeps slipping away. And here's the truth no one ever tells you. It's not because you're lazy or not smart enough. It's because the game you're playing was never meant for you to win. The paycheck you chase, the rules you follow, the ladder you climb, all of it was created to keep you moving, but never arriving. You're living inside a system built by people who already understood the game, and they built it for themselves, not for you. That's the trap. And unless you see it, you'll spend your whole life trading time for crumbs. But there's another way. You can step outside the illusion. You can learn how wealth truly works, how money flows, whether you're awake or asleep. It may seem unfair, even unreal, but it's not. It's the Machiavellian playbook for wealth and control. So I'll ask you directly, are you ready to admit the system is rigged, or will you defend it? Your answer reveals which side of the game you're really on. Think back to the first lesson you ever heard about money. Work hard. Be honest. Follow the rules. Do that, and you'll be rewarded. It sounds noble. It sounds fair, but it's a lie. Because if hard work truly created wealth, the janitor cleaning skyscrapers at 3 a.m. would be rich. The construction worker breaking his body under the sun would retire early. The single mother working 2 jobs wouldn't have to choose between rent and food. But they can't. They don't. Because hard work isn't what's rewarded. Position is. Leverage is. Understanding the game is. Power has always belonged to those who know how to bend rules, not follow them. Machiavelli knew this centuries ago. Power doesn't go to the most moral, but to the most strategic. Yet most people are still trapped in the illusion that playing fair is the right path. You've seen it yourself. The coworker who barely knows his job gets promoted. The business that cuts corners grows fast. The smooth talker who manipulates others earns more in a week than the honest man makes in a year. It feels wrong, unfair. But what if fairness itself is the trick? Fairness is the lie that keeps you obedient. It's the invisible chain that convinces you to stay small, while others play bold, play smart, and play free. The reason the gap between rich and poor keeps growing is simple. The poor work in hours. The rich work in systems. Think of it like chess. Most people believe they're playing checkers, moving one step at a time, predictable, trading an hour for a wage until they die. Meanwhile, the true players move knights, bishops, and queens, making money move for them. The system rewards them because they built it. It punishes you because you were only taught how to survive in it, not how to win. Here's the hard truth. Schools never taught you about money because they weren't built to. They were built to teach you how to follow, how to obey, and how to stay inside the machine. That's not education. That's training. Training to stay dependent, to stay employed, to stay small. So you work harder, longer, thinking that effort will set you free. But all you're really doing is trading your time for paper that loses value every year. And when you finally stop and ask, why isn't this working? The answer is simple. The game was never made for you to win by playing it straight. But here's the good news. Once you see the illusion, you can step outside it. You can stop obeying their rules. You can stop worshiping hard work and start mastering smart leverage. That's when money begins to move differently. The Machiavellian mindset says this: never live like a pawn when you can become the player. Don't cling to fairness when power is the real currency. Don't idolize labor when strategy is what writes the checks. The ones who rise aren't the ones who sweat the most. They're the ones who think differently, act differently, and dare to be uncomfortable while others hide in comfort and call it safety. So let me ask you, do you still believe in the story of fairness? Or do you see now that it was only ever a leash? Drop your answer in the comments, because whether you defend the system or reject it tells exactly where you stand, pawn or player. Once you accept that hard work alone isn't the path, a new question appears. If sweat isn't the answer, then what is? The wealthy don't work harder than you. In fact, many of them work less. They don't have more hours or even more talent. What they do have are levers, tools that multiply their effort, expand their reach, and create wealth, whether they're awake or asleep. Think of Archimedes, who said, "Give me a lever long enough, and I will move the world." Money works the same way. With the right lever, you can move fortunes. Without it, you can push forever and stay stuck. So what are these hidden levers? 1. The leverage of systems. Most people trade hours for money. The rich trade systems. A system is anything that earns without your constant attention. It could be a business that sells while you sleep, software that delivers a service automatically, or investments that grow without your daily effort. Here's the secret. Systems don't get tired. They don't call in sick. They don't age. They scale endlessly. That's why the man who builds systems escapes the trap, while the man who sells his time dies inside it. Machiavelli would call this building a fortress, not of stone, but of cash flow. Once it's built, your enemies can attack, the world can change, and you'll still stand strong. 2. The leverage of capital. Money itself is a lever. The poor spend money. The middle class save it. The wealthy deploy it. Every dollar is a soldier. And while most people send their soldiers to die buying liabilities, cars, gadgets, lifestyles, the rich send theirs to conquer new lands, investments, assets, and partnerships. These aren't luxuries. They are multipliers. The wealthy don't ask, "How much will this cost me?" They ask, "How much will this return?" That single mindset shift changes everything. You stop seeing money as something to spend and start seeing it as something to command. 3. The leverage of people. Here's one of the most Machiavellian truths. People are the strongest lever of all. One man alone is fragile. 10 working for him are powerful. 1,000 aligned with his vision can move nations. That's why the wealthy build networks, hire talent, delegate tasks, and outsource work. They don't cling to doing everything themselves. They understand influence, persuasion, loyalty, the art of getting others to move in their favor. Machiavelli himself wrote that a ruler's strength depends not only on his own arms, but on the loyalty of those who stand beside him. The modern version of that truth is simple. Leaders who can mobilize teams, partners, and followers multiply their wealth faster than any individual ever could. 4. The leverage of knowledge. Knowledge is a lever because it collapses time. What might take you 10 years to learn on your own can be mastered in days through the right book, mentor, or environment. Knowledge compounds. Once you see how the game works, you can never unsee it. That's why the wealthy protect what they know, because once others learn it, their advantage shrinks. The Machiavellian twist: don't wait for knowledge to come to you. Hunt it, pay for it, trade for it. Learn it at any cost, because ignorance is the most expensive price you'll ever pay. The reason these levers seem unfair is because compared to the endless grind of a 9 to 5, they look like cheating. While others drain their energy for linear results, the wealthy pull a single lever and get exponential returns. Here's the harsh truth: these levers aren't hidden from you. They're in plain sight, but you've been conditioned not to touch them, trained to believe they're beyond your reach, programmed to stay small. Break that conditioning, and suddenly the world looks different. Every system becomes an opportunity. Every dollar becomes a weapon. Every relationship becomes a ladder. Every piece of knowledge becomes an edge. That's how the wealthy play. Not harder, smarter, not fairer, sharper. And if you're bold enough to pick up the same tools, you'll feel the shift almost immediately. Wealth isn't just about money, it's about control. Control over time, over choices, and most of all, over people and systems. Machiavelli taught that power is never given. It's taken, shaped, and kept through influence. In today's world, money follows influence more than it follows hard work, talent, or even intelligence. If you can move people, you can move money. If you can bend systems, you can bend outcomes. That is the real art of control. 1. Influence through desire. At the core of influence lies one truth. People are not driven by logic, they're driven by desire. You can have the best argument, the strongest facts, and still be ignored. But if you awaken desire, people will follow you anywhere. Desire for wealth, for status, for safety, for belonging. These are the strings that move the world. Machiavelli knew this well. He wrote that rulers must understand the passions of their people if they wish to keep power. Translated into modern money, the rule is simple. If you can connect your offer, your brand, or your presence to someone's desire, influence is yours. 2. The power of fear and respect. Machiavelli asked, "Is it better to be loved or feared?" His answer, both. But if you must choose, fear lasts longer. In the world of money, fear doesn't mean violence or intimidation. It means commanding respect. It means creating boundaries that no one dares to cross. It means showing strength so clearly that others hesitate before trying to take advantage. When negotiating, selling, or leading, the one who projects strength sets the terms. The one who bends to please is always used. Ask yourself, do people respect your time, your value, your presence? Or do they walk over it because you haven't claimed control? 3. Control of systems. It's not only people who can be influenced. Systems can be bent too. Governments create laws, but sharp players find the loopholes. Companies make rules, but clever minds exploit them. Taxes, markets, contracts, all are systems, and every system has weak points. That's why the wealthy often seem to cheat. They don't break the rules, they bend them. They use tax codes to their advantage. They use corporate structures to shield themselves. They write contracts that secure leverage long before others even see the trap. The average person obeys the system. The Machiavellian mind studies it, masters it, and reshapes it. 4. Influence through narrative. The strongest influence isn't direct control. It's shaping the story people believe. Why do people trust brands? Because of the story. Why do investors fund startups? Because of the story. Why do followers obey leaders? Because of the story. The narrative you create about yourself, your business, your vision becomes the invisible hand that guides money, loyalty, and opportunity toward you. Without a story, you're just another face in the crowd. With a story, you become a magnet. Machiavelli himself was a master storyteller. His words didn't just describe power, they created it. He shaped rulers and thinkers centuries after his death. That is the true power of narrative. 5. The psychology of leverage. This is the final piece. People are predictable. They crave shortcuts, comfort, and certainty. If you can position yourself as the one who provides these, influence becomes effortless. The wealthy don't chase, they position. They set the frame so others come to them. They speak last in the room, so their words carry weight. They control the environment, so every decision tilts in their favor. This isn't cheap manipulation. It's strategy. It's psychology used to bend money, power, and respect in your direction. Here's the truth. You don't need to control everyone. You just need enough influence to make the system tilt your way. Wealth follows those who shape perception, define the terms, and move people's choices. That's why the Machiavellian playbook is timeless. It's not about cruelty. It's about clarity. It's about understanding people, shaping systems, crafting stories, and commanding respect. So ask yourself this. If you walked into a room right now, would people adjust to you, or would you adjust to them? Wealth isn't only about money, it's about perception. Machiavelli knew this in politics. A ruler didn't have to be virtuous. He only had to appear virtuous. The same rule applies to money. You don't have to be rich to look rich. And if you understand that, appearances can open doors that real wealth never could. Here's the harsh truth. People don't follow money. They follow the signals of money. They don't trust the best. They trust the one who looks like the best. They don't ask who's truly powerful. They ask who seems powerful. That's why image matters. It's not vanity, it's strategy. 1. The halo effect of confidence. People believe what you believe about yourself. If you act like someone who deserves success, people will treat you that way, long before your bank account proves it. Confidence is magnetic. A man who speaks with certainty attracts investors. A woman who stands firm in her ambition earns respect. This isn't arrogance, it's leverage. The appearance of confidence creates opportunities that hesitation never will. 2. The currency of association. Perception is built by proximity. Who you stand beside often matters more than who you actually are. If you're seen with winners, people assume you're one of them. If you're seen in the right rooms, people assume you belong there. Machiavelli advised rulers to choose their allies not only for strength, but for how they appear. Modern wealth builders do the same. They build circles that project power. Even before the power itself is secure, ask yourself, what do your associations say about you right now? 3. The illusion of scarcity. People desire what they think they can't have. Scarcity is one of the strongest tools of perception. If your time is always available, your value drops. If your product or service is everywhere, it loses its power. But when you appear selective, exclusive, hard to reach, people chase you. Luxury brands understand this perfectly. They don't sell handbags or watches. They sell status. They sell the illusion of rarity, and people pay absurd amounts just to be part of that illusion. You can apply the same idea in your own world. Control your access, guard your availability, and position yourself as someone people must earn the right to reach. 4. The theater of success. Here's a Machiavellian truth. Sometimes you must project strength until strength becomes real. The wealthy understand the power of social proof. They know that looking successful attracts real success. That's why new businesses often spend more on image than on product. Why entrepreneurs dress sharper than they feel. Why startups pitch as if they're already leading the market. It's theater, but it works. People are wired to follow what looks like it's already winning. Think about it. Would you invest in someone who looks like they're sinking? Or someone who looks like they're rising above the waves? Perception decides the answer every time. 5. Why perception beats truth. This is where most people hesitate. They say, but isn't that fake? Isn't that dishonest? And here's the uncomfortable truth. No, it's not. It's strategy. Because perception doesn't replace reality. It accelerates it. When you use perception, you're not lying. You're creating belief. You're signaling confidence until your results match your vision. Every great player in history, political, financial, or entrepreneurial, has done this. From monarchs to CEOs, the Machiavellian rule remains the same. Look powerful before you are, and power will come. So what does that mean for you? It means you must start curating your image, your associations, and your signals, not for vanity, not for ego, but for strategy. Because money doesn't just flow to the skilled, it flows to the believable. Your life can change completely the moment people start seeing you differently. Doors open, opportunities appear, leverage multiplies, and once perception catches up with reality, wealth becomes permanent. So here's a challenge. If tomorrow someone judged you only by how you appear, your confidence, your network, your image, would they see someone destined for wealth or trapped in scarcity? Answer honestly, because admitting the truth, even when it hurts, is the first step toward rewriting the perception that shapes your future. It's one thing to make money, it's another to keep it. And it's something entirely different to build wealth so strong it survives long after you're gone. Machiavelli understood this well. He didn't just write about gaining power. He wrote about securing it, about creating systems that lasted beyond the man himself. So even if a ruler fell, the fortress still stood. Money works the same way. Quick wins, lucky breaks, and fast cash. They're fragile. They disappear the moment the system shifts, the market changes, or your energy runs out. But wealth built with patience and strategy, with the long game in mind, becomes untouchable. It evolves from income into legacy. 1. From income to legacy. Most people chase income, a paycheck, a sale, a trade. The wealthy chase legacy. Legacy means you're not just earning money. You're building something that keeps growing even when you're not there. It could be assets that compound, businesses that scale, or investments that care for generations. Income dies with you. Legacy outlives you. Which one are you building? 2. The fortress principle. Machiavelli advised rulers to build fortresses, strongholds that couldn't be destroyed in one attack. In wealth, your fortress is diversification. The poor often have one income stream. Lose it, and everything collapses. The middle class might have 2, but the wealthy, they build empires. With many doors, many exits, and many flows of money. If one stream dries up, the others keep running. That's why real wealth seems unfair. While most panic after one lost job, the wealthy adapt and move forward because they never rely on a single fragile pillar. 3. The discipline of time. The short-sighted chase excitement. The long-sighted chase compounding. Compounding is the most Machiavellian of all financial forces. Quiet, unseen, underestimated, yet unstoppable. A single dollar doubled again and again grows faster than any human effort could ever match. That's why the wealthy think in decades, not days. They build habits, assets, and systems meant to outlast moods, market crashes, and even their own mortality. The lesson is clear. Don't measure yourself by what you earn today. Measure by what will still exist 20 years from now because of what you built today. 4. Power in succession. Machiavelli warned that rulers often lose power not because of enemies, but because of poor succession. They never plan for what would come after them. In money, the same rule applies. If your wealth disappears the moment you stop working, you never truly had wealth. If your business dies the day you step away, it was never a system, just a job. The real long game is about creating wealth that can be passed on, taught, and replicated, because power without succession is nothing more than temporary possession. 5. The reputation that protects you. Here's a quiet, Machiavellian truth. Over time, your reputation becomes your shield. Money can be lost, businesses can fail, markets can fall. But a strong reputation built through strategy continues to open doors, even when everything else burns. That's why the wealthy guard their names like fortresses. That's why influence survives, even after bankruptcy. Because when people believe in your power, they give you another chance to rebuild it. The long game isn't glamorous. It doesn't give you the thrill of quick wins, but it gives you something far more powerful. Endurance. The ability not just to rise, but to stay risen. And that is the ultimate Machiavellian lesson about money. Anyone can stumble into fortune, but only the strategic can turn it into power that cannot be taken away. So let me leave you with this final challenge. Do you want to play for quick money or build a fortress? Do you want to look rich for a season or be untouchable for a lifetime? By now, you've seen the game behind the illusion. You've learned the laws that separate prey from predator. Silence, unreadability, patience, leverage, narrative, substitution, illusion, exploitation, and restraint. You've seen how the herd bleeds power, how the unprepared chase scraps, and how the strategic bend the flow of money to their will. But knowing isn't enough. Knowledge without action is just decoration. The predator doesn't survive on theory. He survives on execution. So ask yourself, how many times have you watched opportunities pass, promising you'd act tomorrow? How many times have you agreed with wisdom, Then return to the same patterns that keep you powerless. Tomorrow never comes. Action is the currency of the untouchable, and the untouchable do not wait for luck or fairness. They take what the system allows and twist it to their favor. 1. Start with one move. Every empire begins with a single decision. Don't wait to master everything. Don't wait to feel ready. Start with one law, one habit, one system. Maybe it's silence. Maybe it's learning to withhold until leverage aligns. Or maybe it's shaping the story around your skills, your business, your influence. Whatever it is, begin. Because momentum compounds faster than knowledge, action is the lever that turns potential into power. 2. Design your empire daily. The wealthy don't build in one grand moment. They build in small, precise, daily choices. Every conversation, every investment, every interaction is a chance to sharpen your edge. Watch, listen, learn. Wait for the opening. Strike, withdraw, repeat. That's how empires rise, one deliberate move at a time. 3. Detach from approval. The herd craves praise, attention, and validation. They act to be liked. You no longer do. Your actions are for results, not applause. You move in silence. You calculate without emotion. You act with consistency. This is unreadable power. When others seek validation, you collect leverage. When they react emotionally, you respond strategically. 4. The final transformation. By applying these laws daily, you reshape not only your finances, but your entire identity. You become untouchable, unreadable, unstoppable. The difference between you and the average person isn't luck or talent. It's discipline, foresight, and control. Society will never teach this. It rewards obedience and effort even when both keep you weak. But now you know better. And knowledge means nothing unless you use it. 5. Your next move. Here's your challenge. Start today. Apply one law. Observe one habit in yourself. Take one step that moves you from prey to predator. Because every second you hesitate, someone else is bending the system while you stand still. The hunt is long, the game is cold, but the rewards are massive for those who play it correctly. You've been given the map, the rules, the strategy. The only question left is, will you act? If the answer is yes, and you're ready to embrace the predator's mindset, to take control of your wealth, influence, and life, then I have one final request. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Because every week, we'll keep sharpening these laws, turning them into weapons you can use daily. This isn't motivation for a moment. It's strategy for a lifetime. Every video adds another piece to the playbook. Every lesson brings you closer to untouchable status. And finally, comment below. Tell me which law you'll apply first. Tell me how you'll stop being prey and start being the predator. Your journey begins the moment you commit, the moment you act. Because wealth isn't given, it's taken. Control isn't offered, it's seized. And the world only respects the one who moves quietly, strategically, and without hesitation. Your move.